Welcome back to Desktop Explorer. Last time we've completed our collection of the 9 instant photos from what I assume is the crime scene of our chat room log, and we're about to learn more about what happened to Maxine and then maybe break into the admin account. So let's go and see where this story takes us. Yes, Pizarro's on the case. Yeah, we should go and contemplate the photos. But before we do that, we have a new conversation with Femur, Max's online boyfriend, that has been restored. So we should probably take a look at that and see what they've been talking about. Okay, 27th of February, so again, later in the timeline, I think closer to when she disappeared. Joe, you're there? I'm freaking out right now. Please respond. I'm here, Maxine. What happened? I think I hit my dad? I don't know. It all happened so fast. I wasn't thinking straight and he just kept staring. I'm scared. Did he hit you? No, Joe, he didn't. I just sort of pushed him, but I can't stand this anymore. I can't stop crying and I haven't talked with Mom or Hal in a long time. I don't know what to do. Maxine, you have to GTFO that house. I'm buying the plane ticket for you. No, Joe, it's not about that, please. I just want to vent. Yes, he's very pushy with like, come live with me and all that. And like, if he has money to buy a plane ticket, he's definitely not her age. Give me your full name so I can buy the ticket. Joe, no. You said you weren't gonna bring that up again. You are not gonna save me from my home or whatever. Please, I'm not leaving my parents. Maxine, I don't understand you. You are clearly suffering and won't accept my any help. Do you like being abused or something? Yeah, he's really trying to get his hooks in her with this sort of talk. WTF are you saying? I'm guessing it's your age or something, but this whole playing the victim is really tiring. You'll understand it one day, but it's really immature. Immature? Dude, you of all the people are calling me mature? Why don't you just shut up already? It's time for you to hear what you don't want to. Like the fact that your art actually kinda sucks and I've just been really nice to you so you don't hate yourself. Fuck you! Yeah, you'd love that, wouldn't you? That won't change anything. Keep turning a deaf ear forever, I'm sure it will work out. And then she blocked him on next rooms. They won't be able to see your profile online status. It's weird, therefore, that this conversation has been recovered if she blocked him, but I guess Pizarro had his hand in this, right? But I mean, good thing she finally eventually done that, because this guy was definitely bad news. So farewell, Femur. Hopefully she never actually went to see him and stayed with him. Well, now it's time to contemplate the photos then. Because yes, there is some sort of situation with hands, monsters, and white cardboard straight out of a detective movie. Yes, we have got the instant photos folder. And what, do we have to rearrange this somehow, right? Because this is the first picture here. So I assume if we change the sorting and rename them to match the sorting, then it will change here. Yes, so if we do it by name, it changes like this. So we just have to name them like 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 9 so that they end up as the correct picture. There we go. This order seems to paint a horrific crime scene, but details remain unclear. Take a closer look. Yeah, it's like a body with some sort of like person but with a monster face and trying to cover up the camera. Take a closer look. Sure. Yes, we made the computer freak out. You can't deny the truth forever. Oh, and it turns into the dad. I'm sorry it had to come to this. Next room's restoring conversation with unknown. 14th of March, 97, 11:16 p.m. I had suspicions last time, being like, oh, the dad gave her the computer and he's in like software engineering for the company who made the OS for this computer. So has he installed the software to spy on her? Okay, we're in some desolate place. Our poor avatar. And our reflection is walking ahead without us. And now there's a shadow version of us. Desktop Explorer Demon. Hello, Maxine Sounder. Hello? Congratulations on beating these puzzles. Thanks. What was that at the end? You need to learn the truth. Truth? My dad is not a murderer. Your father designed this game to help its players. Dad made this? Who am I talking to? Dad made this computer monster. In some sense, you're talking with the computer. Your friends, your family, even yourself, technically. How is that possible? Every conversation, every word, every drawing, every click. I like how it saved my froggy bureau. You constantly leave endless records. Records only a computer could possibly process. How long has this been happening? Since you created your profile, Maximus. Then that gave me this computer to spy on me? Think of it as a mirror. The computer doesn't know you. It's a reflection of you. I'm just helping you clear the picture. It's a look into the subconscious. This is bullshit, you know. Endless records? Let the records show this is bullshit. Please understand that Desktop Explorer's purpose is to help its user. You keep saying this. Is it supposed to help me? It's not. Give me a reason not to turn this off right now. Emmett Sounder believes that trauma exposure is the only path to greatness. Okay, it seems like the dad has some really strong opinions about what she should be doing, how she should be living her life. Okay, so that is trying to scare me straight. Desktop Explorer's methods differ from your father's. Okay, that's creepy. Please answer the following question. Maxine Sounder. What makes you, you? My feelings? You are a collection of thoughts and emotions, yes. But an individual's passions are what truly define them. Their dreams. That sounds about right, so what is the problem then? Through that fact, Emmett Sounder is trying to erase Maxine Sounder. Because yes, he's trying to force her to be an engineer when she wants to be an artist. But what? Did his software escape from him? And it's like, you know, well, you tried to erase your own child's passion, so the computer killed him? That is the reason why he created Desktop Explorer. To change you. You are not your father, nor will it ever be. He will never understand that. Your purest self can never coexist with your father. He can try to change me all he wants. We've been through this. This is not sustainable. In time, something or someone will break. After your essence has disappeared completely, what reason will Maxine Sounder have to live? So the whole murder investigation that was happening in the mall that we were doing was this Desktop Explorer being like, you're investigating your own murder that was committed by your dad because he's killing your passion. As years go by, you will abandon your artistic pursuits. You will drown your dreams to please your family. You will suppress your hatred until your body gives out. What other choice do I have? Disappear. Maxine Sounder can avoid change by being removed from her context. This is the only way to preserve her image, her true self. On the contrary, every single person involved will suffer greatly. I don't understand how every single person will suffer. Why did your mother seek comfort elsewhere? Are you and your father not enough? Why is your father angry all the time? Why does your father yell at you? Is it you that is not enough, nor will ever be? Have you ever thought about life without Maxine Sounder? This is like some hard-hitting philosophical questions to put to a 15-year-old. I don't even... Why don't you just shut up already? Femur's back. I just want to help you. Yeah, exactly. Why wasn't she listening to Hazel more? They wanted to help. They seemed like a genuine friend from what we've seen. Maxine Sounder, you know what to do. It's not my fault. I hate you. I hate the corrupted data. Everything presented to you is evidence by your computer behavior. You're being very brave. Go ahead then. So the dad was smart enough to invent a software that can analyze you and see where the issues are, but then it still comes up with a ridiculous solution, right? What software did he make that's like, oh, you have issues with your family? Just run away, right? That's not a good advice. But I guess that's the problem with computers giving people advice on what to do with their lives. Goodbye, Maxine Sounder. And well, we've got escaped folder. Gives us a trophy. Yeah, you did it! You completed Desktop Explorer's adventure into this girl's torment. You've always known you were running away from something. Always denying the torment you felt or what it took from you. You don't need to look around anymore. You are sure that no one is around to help. No matter how many buildings surround you, there is no place on Earth you could use as shelter. That is alright, since you won't need anything or anyone anymore. True strength comes from within. When life overwhelms you with possibilities, your resolve will guide you towards the right decision. Alone, but brave until the very end. The end. Any secrets? Nah. We've got credits here. Desktop Explorer. Please enjoy the trophy image. Token of your achievement for completing this adventure. The real prize is the knowledge you obtained for overcoming this challenge. Well, we still haven't used the cipher that we found in the bin, right? Where did it go? Did it disappear? Because it was on my desktop. So what was that about? I mean, we get another journal here, so maybe... Well, nobody knows what I'm talking about. Next rooms is completely filled with Desktop Explorer's puzzles, and nobody else sees them or know about them. They act as if I'm crazy. I know this is all referencing stuff from my life, and it's basically speaking directly to me. I'm not stupid. What is this trying to tell me? It seems I'm close to beating it, if this thing even has an end. The only one who might try it is Joe, but I don't want to meet in person to do so. It doesn't feel right. I don't know who to talk to. Yeah, I mean, she was basically being put through additional mental strain by something her dad created and installed. We can write. Maxine was pushed to her limit. Not only did she spec directly with Desktop Explorer, but was asked to think about life without her. Even the final storyteller file hints for Max to do something I don't even want to write about. In the end, I suspect Max shut off everyone from her life. The only person close enough to help her was her father, and turns out he's the one responsible for all of this in the first place. It's too cruel. Even so, this means that if Desktop Explorer was made in this computer, then user admin equals Emmett, Maxine's father. If Maxine disappeared following Desktop Explorer's advice, then perhaps Desktop Explorer might be storing a clue of Max's whereabouts in his data. Or maybe things took a turn for the worst, and Uncle Hal was looking for someone. Okay, I wasn't done reading, but yes, things are happening. And Uncle Hal was looking for someone who isn't with us anymore. I refuse to think so. Whatever the case, I'm determined to get to the bottom of this. Okay, so we've got admin unlock, next door is user admin access override detected, action taken, user password permanently removed, restored user admin access, security warning, user access is now unprotected, type exit to quit. Desktop Explorer daemon management tool. So Desktop Explorer is helping us get into the admin account. Can we type here? Yes. Can you help us? Okay, we can only go exit to quit. So we're still missing one halibut journal from like in the middle of it. But we have all of Max's journals. So that may have been like hidden somewhere, or we may still discover it later. Where did that cipher thing go, right? It feels like I will need it. Okay, my documents were the encryption key. Yes, the encryption feed, that's what I meant, not the cipher. Right now, I guess it's telling us to log out and go to the admin account. So, what was Emmett hiding in the admin account, right? What will we be seeing in here? Who are you? No one should have access to this profile, yet I feel compelled to write this for someone to find. It would not be the first time this computer acts against my wishes. What you find here is not something to be proud of. I did my best to contain it, as it could not be destroyed even by its creator. I consider it my life's work. What a pathetic legacy. I have no idea who you are, still you must know this. All you will find here are my mistakes. Yes, I mean, at least the dad maybe regretted what he's done, but still not great. Not only spy on his daughter, like, that's bad already, but to torment her? make her feel even worse about her situation? Like, why do that? Okay, well, we've got the usual folders, and we got the bin, and we've got shame. Okay, in the bin, let's restore. It's the encrypt instructions. Yes, so that's where the key comes in. And yes, it is used the way I thought, right? You get given series of numbers and its coordinates into the grid. But then to the crypt, follow in reverse. Okay, well, we will definitely need it. Is Desktop Explorer here? Not yet. I'm sure he will be along shortly to torment the dad. Then we have psychostimuli. Theory of psychoevolution, crossed out, enhancement of self-prescription through psychostimuli. And it's like a whole long manifesto. Humanity has reached a state of comfort and well-being due to the advancements in technology and medical research. There is still the neglect of the emotional impact and error that plague human nature. Humanity is no longer most threatened by terrorism, crossed out, sickness, and plague, curable through common medicine, crossed out, antibiotic. The viruses that compromise the integrity of society are similar to digital ones. Trojan horses, lies, and deception veiled in selfish desires, crossed out. Cowardice and emotion. Humanity is being constantly bombarded, crossed out. Pushed to the limits of their psyche due to the lack of understanding of the subconscious influence on all action. Similar to Darwin's survival of the fittest, when muscles are torn and bones are broken, the human body is designed to rebuild itself stronger than before or perish trying. The only way humanity may achieve enlightenment, crossed out, escape the prison of their mind is through overcoming trauma by force. We are in need of a program, crossed out, achieved through computerized behavioral analysis. And then the rest is crossed out. Think of it as a mirror. The computer doesn't know you, it's a reflection of you. I'm just helping you clear the picture. It is a look into the subconscious. Okay, this is some of what Desktop Explorer was already quoting at us, but yes. The dad is like, you know what? Isn't just making you more traumatized gonna make you more immune to trauma? Which I know exposure therapy exists, but that's not, you can't just apply it to everything and be like, yeah, that's gonna make strong and functional humans. No, dad needs proper therapy too, and get off that thing where just because he might be good at engineering, he thinks he's also smarter than everyone else at other things. Nope, nope, nope. But yeah, that's what led him to being like, oh yeah, I'll just torment the child and that will fix her. Jesus. Okay, what else we have? We have documents, de-analysis. Okay, now we're getting like terminal windows. Desktop Explorer analysis tool is locked. Input password to enable shell script. Okay, so we have to continue finding passwords. And we have memories together. Okay, oh, that's him and the wife. But then later in Halibut's or our uncle's profile, we just see her picture because obviously they got together. And he just like cropped the picture of her and her husband just to have her picture. Okay. And then we have this. It's corrupted. But yes, it is a chronologue entry. But we can't rename it or anything else. So we can only check the properties of it. Okay. Well, we will get back to this and the password, I guess. We can check his web server. Dweeb Nation. Your answers. How to get locations from Nextrom's account. So, what was he looking for? MMTT. Okay, so that's him, right? Like at some point in the original version, we had to look at a file and the creator was MMTT and it was like, who's that? Well, it's Emmet. I guess makes sense. Emmet. No such thing as a stupid question. How to get location from Nextrom's account. Wondering if there's a way to get IP address of location estimate from Nextrom's account. It might be a security risk, so I'm curious. Please abstain from privacy breaching questions, reporting to moderation team. Contact Nextrom support if concerns come from good heart. Fortunately, it's impossible to get IP address from Nextrom's client. To get the data, you would have to breach the server-side infrastructure of Nextrom's. Okay, but it's actually the dad saying, you know, don't do privacy breaking question. He wasn't asking this question. And then he got downvoted. So the person who asked was like Bone Crusher, which I'm like, you know, the other guy was called Femur, and that's bone related. Was he trying to get her address? I mean, it would be a big coincidence for them to come together, unless the dad was monitoring Femur's online activity. Restoring a corrupted chronologue file, okay, that will help. I stopped the disk formatting process and now Chronolog is empty. I still see entries in my desktop, but they're corrupted. Is there a way to recover them? NextOS does not support any Chronolog data restoring measures. Implemented one from scratch. Send a request to esounder@cmail for further help. Okay, so he was like, I have a way, but you have to email me. But now we're on his account, which means somewhere here there is a piece of software that will help us recover the Chronolog entries. Okay, and then some other questions. How do I center a container in Web Surfer Studio? Yeah, how to make website. Anything else? Okay, we've got his inbox. Okay, we've got like strings of characters. I wonder if this is like an encrypted message, right? Where at the end the hello was turned into a other series of characters. So could we decrypt this? I will see in a bit, but we also have Spiralsoft guidelines regarding your termination. So he was being fired from his job, and then some other things. We can actually click on Spiralsoft management and read those emails. Okay, so he was asking that they should add a feature to restore the files. Proposed command chrono restore. Okay, so we may be able to use that. Enter file path of corrupted entry, example document, test rest. Okay. But they say, Mr. Saunders, this is out of scope and completely unnecessary. Could you please focus on features that actually make sense for an average user? Okay, they were like, no, stop feature creeping. Then a bug of some sort. Storyteller, bug report 24, operating system crashes after stacking style tags, example to replicate bug, bunch of tags. And they said, noted, created appropriate task. Thank you, Mr. Sounder. Okay, so we can crash the storyteller if we want to. And then some other issue. Chronolog issue 91. Sorting entries by date, setting not working properly, status solved, requesting issue ticket status change, noted, thank you. Okay, so they fixed it. Nothing else to see. But then he got fired at some point. Let me see if I can take those strings and decipher them. Okay, so I've had a go at it, and this top email here, it is from someone called The Golden Ratio, and it says oath of silence and consequences. Mysterious. Now, the second one lower down, it didn't quite decipher, because the name Tegetikula doesn't make any sense, and then kind of starts nonsensical, but then it does say and final warning almost. Maybe third and final warning, but I don't know why it didn't work. Maybe I made a mistake somewhere because I'm literally like, the key on this picture is the example key, so I have to be using the key from Max's profile that I've taken a picture of. So I'm basically going between the picture and the text that I had to copy from here into here. Maybe I've just made a mistake somewhere, but yes, he was corresponding with someone and they were warning him and telling him, you know, there was an oath of silence and there will be consequences. Will that lead us somewhere? I'm not sure. Maybe it's just extra bits for people who put those things together. Well, now that we've done that, let's see if there's more in his history. We can look at the Panopticon Journal. Okay, so that was what Halibut was reading. Spiralsoft under fire after whistleblower press conference linked to a cult. Okay, well, that would potentially explain those emails then. California, written and edited 6th of November 96. Computer software mega corporation Spiralsoft has been under intense public scrutiny after former lead engineer Daniel Axmanov held a press conference leading up to his trial. Spiralsoft sued Axmanov due to his online claims on the company's core values and its similarities with cult-like behaviors among employees. There have been multiple instances of complete projects being halted or scrapped as they interfere with what directors called Church of Synchronicity, said Axmanov on stage. I no longer feel comfortable disclosing these matters publicly and I will wait patiently for the trial. Axmanov's vague description and fear of disclosure after terminating work on Spiralsoft has sparked curiosity on the online community, leading many to believe the Church of Synchronicity is a cult of some sort. The Axmanov versus Spiralsoft trial is scheduled to begin 5th of July 1997. Okay, so because in the email as well, he does have an email that says concerns over company values. We can't read that one, but that might be related. So he was working for some weird cult technology company. And then we have his search history on the fiddler. Washington, Egypt ley lines. Coronado Islands ley lines. Mercury body intake limit. Pretty sure you shouldn't be doing that. Amount of mercury in average body. Alternate sleep schedule. Tarot tower card. Tarot hermit card. Moon phases diagram. Division Terrace bridge. Sorry statement template. Okay. That's some interesting searches. I mean, the Division Terrace bridge was also in Max's searches, like, she was going to go there, so that may have led him to search that as well. And then sorry statement template. Sorry about what? Okay, well, that's all for his web history. Then we have the NOS terminal, which I assume is, yes, we can basically issue commands, which is how we will do the chrono restore. But we also have shame, another corrupted file, the Desktop Explorer installer, logged, and password. Yes, we need a password. And conclusion. Access to this is prohibited. If you're reading this, give up. The password to this folder is not within my files. I've made sure that the contents are inaccessible. Did you now? I'm sure it's so there's somewhere here. But yes, let's restore both of those files. We've restored the memories file, which is the very first one in the chronologue. The following text is a test for Project Desktop Explorer. We'll write about recent life events and compile program to see acknowledgement and logs. As of this writing, Layla has voiced concern over my sleeping patterns for 3 times in the same week. Never shown any signs of neurological conditions, not before leaving Spiralsoft, Maxine's birth, or our marriage. Need to see the specialist sooner rather than later. Mentions of golden ratio while asleep comprise delicate information. Okay, so it is actually a password that comes up after we saw it in the emails. Development on project has been constantly compromised by family interruptions. Maxine has reacted increasingly resentful towards Layla. Maxine's emotional state is in a constant need for exposition and attention. These are optimal conditions for Desktop Explorer. He's like, yeah, my family, they have issues. My daughter is suffering. Perfect test subject for this insane software I'm writing. Well then. Let's restore the other file then. That's in shame. And then the next log is Maxine has not returned home for 2 days. Have contacted school authorities, local police and pirates from neighborhood. Consensus around Maxine's disappearance has been attributed to the most credible theory. A rowdy teenager has run away from home. After you mentally tormented her. Let's be clear here. Layla does not believe this possibility and has continually voiced worries for a far more somber outcome. Maxine's desktop is presenting issues when attempting to read chronologue entries. This must be due to an exception in Desktop Explorer's Demon Watcher system. At least crucial files like the encryption key she received are still intact. In due time, she will need it to learn. Again, he's still like, she needs to learn things. Must force more data into Desktop Explorer to manifest a pliable scenario on a desktop with administrator privileges. Layla must not see Maxine's desktop. Contents on it might support her delusions. This guy has delusions, let me tell you that. Alright, is the golden ratio password to this? That would be too easy, right? Yeah, would be. Oh, but the analysis tool, is it a password for this? Yes, it is. There we go. Welcome to Desktop Explorer User Analysis. Type username to access its analysis files. Available options, Halbert Maximum's admin. So we can check them all. Obviously, admin is the current account. So what does Desktop Explorer know about them? Desktop Explorer is currently uninstalled in admin profile. Run Diagnostics? Sure. I mean, it's hidden behind a password. Installer found behind locked folder. Running password recovery tool. Done. Displaying encrypted password. Please input the encrypted password to start installation. Okay, so I assume we have to do the same decryption key as we did for the emails to get this password decrypted. Okay, give me a sec. Get my picture out. So this is the numerical values for the letters. And then all we gotta do is divide this in half. And then the verticals are the new coordinates for the letters. So 1 would be the red horizontal and 4 would be the blue vertical. Okay, so that's deciphered into Purochi, which is like, what word is that? But that's not the correct password. I have mistyped this. Inserted an N instead of a G, which means this 44 becomes a 2-2, and that obviously changes a bunch of things here. Okay. So, with that correction, it's Tarochi. There we go. Password accepted. Unlock desktop installer folder, available options. And yes, then we can install the desktop installer in here, but we can also look at the other profiles first to see what output it gives. So, available information from Halibut, logs, abnormalities, conclusions. So, let's see. Logs. So playthrough 1 started on 7th of December, because I think the dates here are now going European style. So I assume that's Hal's original in 1998. And then 24th of August 2012, that's us, right? Although days have moved forward, so we've been here for a while playing this. Okay, so let's see the logs from our uncle's first attempt. So the installer has been planted, installed by user, fleeting face, image opened, total time in desktop 4 seconds, user reacts according to finding match between brother and withered face. Anubis buff taken, lesser fear of the spiritual behavior matches user trauma linked to brother's passing. Desktop explorer uninstalled manually by user, total new NPGs, so that's notebook files created, 934. The 928 deleted. Most of file removals consisted of partially duplicated data. Limit of windows opened reached 112 times. User did not remember, understand memory limit. And then the watcher entered sleep mode, yes. I mean, the uncle was getting confused. Obviously, he was having memory issues. So he didn't get very far with it. And then they play to is us. What did this analysis think of us? Yeah, installed. Fleeting face image was never opened. Total time in desktop, 2.2 seconds. Anubis buff taken. Okay, so it records of the 3 gods that represented the different fears, like which one you taken first. Lesser fear of the spiritual. Last puzzle beaten. Didn't record how many minutes it took us to beat it. We reached file limit once, we made 1 notepad file, and then we switched to Maximus, yes. And then things will be added to abnormalities. We're deep into this whole situation now. So, abnormalities for Halibut's profile. Desktop Explorer was reinstalled despite previous judgment. Severity of imagery impact may have been overestimated. Possibility of accidental revisit due to amnesia. Okay, well, it doesn't understand that it's actually a different person doing it, so it thinks the uncle has returned. So I guess Desktop Explorer for our uncle, it was kind of acting as a barrier, right? It was trying to scare him away from investigating by using his guilt against him. Time fleeting phase was open, decreased between playthroughs. User might have developed higher sensitivity to image and its reference. No, I just didn't want to look at it. Path chosen in temple was Anubis. User is still not bothered by spiritual fear. May not remember this, was the same choice as before. Well, I wouldn't, because it wasn't me. Number of NPG files created decreased drastically between playthroughs. Chance of user forgetting NPGs auto exists or complete neglect of memory condition. Yes, because he was supposed to take notes to remember what he's supposed to be doing, but obviously we were not doing that. User was able to beat Desktop Explorer, pieces of previous judgment in question. Because, yes, they thought they were going to stop him, but they didn't account for someone else getting in who wasn't going to have memory issues. Okay, and what's your conclusion? Okay, this conclusion is, this judgment is from 1998, so it's not about us, it's about our uncle. Healing by memory loss. User behavior points to memory detriment, deep regret towards brother's passing, and confusion towards assuming father role. Memory impairment rises under stress conditions. User does not show signs of surpassing fear and trauma. User should take advantage of condition, lean into fear and heal through forgetting all, including every disturbing thought. Okay, so again, this computer is taking terrible paths at helping people, right? It goes like, oh, so making him stress makes him forget, and therefore he will be free of his guilt if that happens. It's like, yeah, but that's not good. It's not good. Well, let's see what the Desktop Explorer analysis thought of Max then. Okay, so again, we have the 2 playthroughs. Play 1 is the actual Maxine, play 2 is us. It was planted, she installed it, she beat in the VHS store, VHS store was possibly chosen due to social validation because of that other person that was like, oh yeah, movies are cool. Whole new sketches created 26, told did 23. So yeah, that was her using the art software. Most of file deletions were scribbled beyond recognition. Possible frustration signs. Whole time spent on screensavers. A long time. Only one instance of overnight screensaver presence. Hours using daydreaming, staring at screen is concerning. Yes, so she was basically sitting there and just staring at her screensavers. Then she uninstalled the Desktop Explorer, and the watcher was removed. Then our play, we didn't sketch anything. Spent significantly less time staring at screensavers. We've beaten all the puzzles, and now we're gonna have the abnormalities and conclusions. Abnormalities. Desktop Explorer was reinstalled despite previous judgment, confirmation that user did not behave as judgment predicted. Again, that's us confusing it because we gained access. User has chosen same first puzzle to beat than before. Unconscious or intended repetition is unknown. Number of sketch files created decreased drastically between playthroughs. User's abandonment of identity has worsened. Desktop Explorer beaten faster than before. User must remember information from previous playthroughs. Reason for return is still unknown. Different identity. Is that good enough reason for you? And your conclusions? Again, this is from the original playthrough, right? It doesn't include us then coming and messing with it. Survival by disappearance. User behavior points to severe inner conflict. Desire to please others clashes with self-identity. Reference to psychological abuse may lead to physical altercations. Danger to safety of all parties involved imminent. User should disappear to maintain identity. Taking action takes priority over possible consequences due to user's need of independence. Again, not good advice. Nothing this computer has shown us is how people should be dealing with their issues. Okay, well now we've gotta get Desktop Explorer on this admin profile and see what happens, right? What does Pizarro think of us? Decoding motives, setting up judgment. Greetings, thank you for installing Desktop Explorer. It's good to see you again. There is no need to go over anything. According to your computer data, the terminal prompter is your most used program. No surprises. Start the shell script for Desktop Explorer whenever you're ready. It's time for you to see the fruits of your labor. Yes, so the shell script was added. Initializing tower environment, configuring. Okay, we're in the tower. Welcome to the tower. Please input start to begin. Okay, another text adventure. Error. Tower start locked. Chronolog entry required for progression. Okay, we gotta do it. Yeah, it's now analyzing us basically, right? Since we're using this. I don't understand. The worst is about to unfold. Emmett did retrieve the computer from his daughter, even after her disappearance. He didn't take her seriously. Something definitely happened because every note page in his profile talks about his shame and guilt. I mean, he did cause her to run away and leave everything behind, so it was his fault. Even though Desktop Explorer is Emmett's creation, Pizarro is clearly mocking him about what happened. I guess that is just its design. If I play enough of his puzzles, I will eventually find what made him snap. To be honest, I don't really care for Emmett. His program is the reason behind my uncle's dementia worsening, his daughter's disappearance, and basically his own downfall. It is just too much. Something tells me that the worst is about to unfold. I mean, we're about to probably see some pretty bad things in terms of people's mental state. The moon is a skull. Okay, can we now start? Yep, we're starting the game. Okay, we've got story. After countless sleepless nights, the traveler reaches their destination. The traveler repeats a mantra. The sun sets for us all, but only knowledge grants us rest. The traveler writes in their notes. In this expedition, I will prove myself, must climb this tower and find the meaning of it all. The traveler does not fear the structure's height. This will ultimately be their downfall, as the only thing taller than this monument is their own hubris. Yeah, okay. Desktop Explorer is definitely mocking him. And he's like, need for control and thinking that he can just make other people do what he wants. You ponder your thoughts. Okay, so we can... What can we do? Can't go forward. We can look. The tablet is adorned with imagery. A looking eye and a crescent moon. Does it mean look at the moon? As you look at the moon, it reacts to your strong gaze. You watch the tablet disappear, revealing a lever. Okay, can we touch the lever? A strong pull is needed to use the lever, finally lowering it down. And then the gate opens, and then we can go forward. Okay, so it's tech-based, but we also get, like, clicking controls. The tower will keep you busy for a while with more than a couple of floors. Since you know how all of this works, what will you find about yourself? Yeah, he's definitely being like, so you're a smart guy. Okay, let's look at this note here. Object is too far away to interact with it. Okay, let's come closer and look at the note. The handwriting on this note looks very familiar. Is it my? The contents of the note hurt, as memories often do. Okay, so it's another one of Emmett's journals. Desktop Explorer installer has been generated after 2 days. Navigation around scenario has been drastically different from Maxine's Desktop Explorer iteration. A choice for a tower has been surprising but fitting. Okay, so he actually tried to use this on himself willingly because he thought that it could heal his trauma after what happened to Max, and instead I'm sure it went as well for him as it went for other people. In near future, we'll analyze how many of Desktop Explorer choices of tower scenario were based on personal data rather than on program documentation. Manifesto of Psych Evolution, yeah, we read that. Currently skeptical on Desktop Explorer's depth of interpretation, as its subject is now its own creator. Personal enlightenment around divination and tarot-guided introspection have been referenced so far. We'll record any further findings when situation is under less social pressure. Must find Maxine's whereabouts and continue on with project. He's got quite a few entries, so we're gonna be doing a lot of reading into him. And there's more story in here as well. The traveler enters the tower's first floor. Torches light its main hall. The traveler looks around and writes in their notes. An iron gate stops me from starting to climb. Must find a way to open it. To my left, I feel pulsating energy. Its rhyme resembles a human breathing. To my right, I perceive an invitation. Its allure resembles a human gaze. Okay, a bit spooky. Okay, well, let's turn right and go in. Portrait. We can take a look. Your eyes won't steer away from the figure in the painting. Can we use it? No. Okay, we can't do anything with it. There's also... Okay, so there's also someone in the corner here or something in the corner. Yeah, it's a corpse. But we're not able to interact because we're just stuck staring at the painting. Okay, what about the other side then? It's a crystal ball or orb. Okay, let's look at the book. Hand, eye. Okay. And then old man, adult, and child. So this is some sort of code of like do hand and eye action, because obviously we have that in the game. But first let's see what else is here. Okay. Ink bottle. Small glass jar filled with ink. Can we take it? Your fingers are stained with ink. There is no use for this. Okay. What about the orb? The inside of the orb is filled with mist. Backing away from the orb's influence recovers your words. Okay, the orb is influencing us. But if we turn away, then it just stops. More story? The traveler stands in front of a table with an orb on its center. Energy pulses around the room. The traveler writes in their notes. The presence of mystic arts on the tower's first floor surprises me. A heavy tome and rugged banners adorn the room with imagery beyond my comprehension. Instinct tells me the orb holds the knowledge I lack. Okay, so is this where we use this hand, eye? Like hand... and eye? No, okay. Okay, but when we're touching the orb, we get symbols on the banner, and now they're interactable. We have left banner, middle banner, right banner. So is that where we have to like hand, eye or something? But how do we link them? How do we link them to each of the things? If I just look at them, will it tell me something? The banner reacts to your focus. It glows at your desire to look at it. Okay, so this one is happy. I wanted to look, so this is the baby banner. And then the other two want to be touched. The banner reacts to your focus. It glows at your desire to use it. And then the last one, use it as well. The banner reacts to your focus. This time, all three stop glowing. Okay, did I do it wrong? Then, okay, if I look at another banner. Okay, so they all glow at your desire to do whatever you did. So it wasn't a clue. It was just, it does that, and then it just checks at the end. And yes, they all stop. So I need to know, how do I link the different people to the shapes? I mean, another thing they're showing us here is this yellow part, and they're all showing different amount of fingers. So maybe it's that, because the baby's showing 4 fingers. The adult is showing 2 fingers and the old man is showing 3 fingers. So in this case, we want to look at the diamond shape, and then we want to touch the triangle and the semicircle. No, it's still all 3 stop going. But what else would it be, right? Because at least this makes sense. Like, the baby got 4 fingers and an eye next to it. So we want to look at the shape with 4 corners. And then the other 2 show a hand. Do I need to go in specific order? Like, I don't know, like left to right or something, or elder, adult to child, which would be left to right. I mean, left to right would be touch, touch, look. And if I wanted to go child to elder, it would be look at the 4 corners, touch the semicircle, and touch the triangle. Okay. Oh, so I still had to do it in the order of like age on top of deciphering the shape and the action. Okay. So now we get a lever once again. So let's use it. Treading carelessly with knowledge beyond your comprehension. Where have I heard that before? I mean, on this very computer, I presume. Oh, has the portrait dude disappeared? No. Okay, he reappears when I enter the room. What do I need to do with you? The traveler is greeted with a painting that covers the back wall of the room. The traveler is unable to write on their notes as they can't take its eyes off the framed portrait. The traveler has the urge to shield his side with their hand. Okay, and that gives us a hand we can put out and cover ourselves. The traveler covers their eyes. The traveler is yet again unable to write on their notes, but their thoughts have been cleared from the painting's gaze. The traveler thinks to themselves, must keep the painting covered to maintain my composure. Exploring this room will require crawling through the floor. It's got a cold feel. Okay, if we keep the painting covered, we can think and stuff, and we get a new action for feel, but we can't use it by clicking because the tactile vision is in our way. Oh, but we can type. Please specify what to feel. Feel corpse. You sense a look of disapproval after considering feeling a corpse. Well, I just want to see if it got any loot. Use it? It is a mystery what knowledge you would obtain from the use of a corpse. Okay, well, based on the story, can we feel the floor? The floor is very cold to the touch. However, you feel a source of warmth near the wall, okay? Feel the wall? Your fingers get hotter the closer they get to a torch on the wall. Surprisingly, there is a lever next to it. Okay, use lever? Or do we need to feel it as well? Why would keeping your eyes away from a portrait be so difficult? Do you like what you see? If you like what you see, like this video. That has turned off the portrait now. He doesn't even want to look at the corpse. He's like, it would be unwise. We can now do something with the portrait. Feel the portrait. Running your fingers through the canvas, discern an old face solely by the texture of oil paint. Okay. Can we like take his magic lantern or something? Or do we just need it to be able to like leave the room? Because we've opened it. Things are breaking. You finally reached the top. It wasn't so bad, wasn't it? Okay, so I was like preparing for a very prolonged text adventure, but apparently we've got some hack skills. We're already at the top. Okay, there's a sword, there's a chalice, and there's a camera that's glitching out. After climbing infinite steps, the traveler sets foot on the tower's final floor. The traveler repeats a mantra that they don't believe anymore. The sun sets for us all, but only knowledge grants us rest. The traveler writes in their notes one last time. My search for knowledge has ended. Don't know if reaching the top was worth all my losses. But the traveler did know. The traveler closes their eyes and stands before the tower's precipice. It wasn't worth it at all. The end. I am still keeping in mind the fact that it said like we can crash the storyteller, but currently I'm not seeing a reason why to do it. Yeah, we pondered our thoughts. If we go forward, we can see those three things. We cannot turn. We must look and touch all the things. The sword has seen better days. Okay, it's turned to gems. The chalice has turned into like art supply. So this is the people that we've tormented. And the camera turns into Emmett's journal because that's him looking at himself. The top of the tower is finally near. It has taken approximately 4 months. Layla has practically given up and believes wholeheartedly that Maxine ended her life. Communication with Layla has been impossible. Okay, so we basically skipped through all of those entries. I assume he was been writing them as he was going through the tower, but we didn't get to do it step by step. Layla does not understand the purpose of this computer, or what Desktop Explorer has found about Maxine, what Desktop Explorer has found about myself. Okay, so he's basically drinking his own poison now and completely convinced that, this is helping him discover the inner truth. I've completed 6 floors so far. I understand what Desktop Explorer is implying. It is as if Desktop Explorer could listen to Layla's arguments and use them against me. I cannot stand the constant references to Maxine's last entry, her goodbye. Every floor circles back to it while quoting my research. Meditation, projection, transmutation. All of life's secrets. The intricacies of our spirit. The gateway to it through our psyche. It's all here. Why is this understanding making me suffer? Was Maxine not ready for it? Should I have intervened? What part of Maxine's brain did Desktop Explorer tap into? You mean what part of 15-year-old teenager that's still trying to understand the world and themselves, being tormented by guilt? What part did it tap into there? And her father ignoring her needs and instead focusing on experimenting on her? Like, what it could have it possibly tapped into there? Deep down, you know you really shouldn't be here. Okay, now when I try to type, it just types whatever it wants. Confront fears. I know who you are. I know what you are doing. I know who you are. I know what you are doing. Do you mean me or you mean he? Like, has the computer finally caught on to the fact that I am not the intended users? Yeah, fatal exception. I know what you are doing. It's looking at us. The whole thing has restarted once again. Welcome, Guppy. It knows. You find yourself in a familiar environment. Well. We're having a meeting with Valzara today. So we're gonna go check that out. But yes, we're about to get analyzed by this demon. You find a Zaro fortune-telling machine. You are not Emmett Sounder. Don't bother trying to respond. Read carefully. You've been pretending to be the old users. Those who finally received the help they needed. Despite your intrusion, you have not understood Desktop Explorer's purpose. You write about people you thought you knew or didn't know at all. They acknowledge their weakness, their deepest fear. It's time for you to do the same. By playing detective all this time, you've fed enough data to Desktop Explorer. I can help you now. Due to your knowledge of the program, you can't be surprised by Desktop Explorer's presence on your computer. At the very least, you can finally be addressed by name. Okay, we've turned into a little detective. This is for your own good, Guppy. Such a silly name. Desktop Explorer has filled my computer. Well, it's got us in its sights, and we're about to get some really bad therapy for our problems. But we're going to get into it next time and see if we can survive this trial. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed, consider liking or subscribing. And as always, thank you to channel members for supporting the channel. And I will see you soon, back in this nightmare computer.